Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going? Alright, so I'm running a 6 Overworlder deck right here. I got 4 Strategists going on. And most of these creatures have the ability to gain water or earth damage attacks, so most of my creatures have earth and water equipped. And yeah, I got a little bit of a strategy going on with Strategist and um, stat checks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start running through it right now. We're gonna start with Overworld. Overworld has a pretty nice ability, and I'm not really running like too many famous cards, like those supers and ultras. I'm not really running too much of those, so I'm not using Maxor, Tangith, Avena, these cool cards that can really do something. But I think this deck is still pretty cool without those creatures. So yeah, we got Agror. Like I said, a lot of strategists in my deck. I'm running 4. And yeah, Agror equips Defender to all strategists I have. So I can swap him out. I can swap creatures out of battle anytime that I want. So I got a battle gear that equips 40 wisdom and 5 energy. The Wisp. I'm trying to stack up. These overworlders in my deck happen to have a lot of wisdom, and I'm trying to stack for that as well. I'm trying to make sure that they can all have that high wisdom as well. So I got Clodor, and Clodor, if he wins a wisdom challenge, he gains music, and that's one thing that I have to mention right now is that this deck is really low in music counters. I don't like it when I have a deck that has less than 6 music counters on as a combined total between all my creatures, because that to me is just really less. It's just very few. That's just very minimal, and I think I would need more. But this is how I'm gonna show you guys my strategy on how I get that back, how I make up for that. And right here, so I just showed you guys Clodor's ability. So I'm gonna be synchronizing him, because that's how you gotta play the game, man. You gotta sync up characters. You gotta get characters that are also helping out other creatures. So we got Arthoa, which he has um, other creatures with water succeed on all discipline checks on attacks they play. Clodor has a battle gear, so that when he engages in battle, he'll equip water. So that's what I'm rocking on Clodor. Now that syncs up with Arthoa. So now, as well as he's winning any stat checks he encounters. So now he's gaining music with any type of attack cards that he encounters, and any locations that he comes in contact with that require that high wisdom. So he's he's gonna be in positions where he's going to have to gain mutual counters. So I think that's a pretty good strategy. I'm just trying to sync these all together. So I got another water damage based creature, which is Victar. He's got earth and water, and Victar's got a nice ability as well. If his courage or wisdom is higher than the opponent, their first attack against them is going to deal 0 damage. That is awesome. And I am also stacking that up with another battle gear, though, that does something similar. So Victar, he's pretty high in wisdom. He's moderately high. He had 85. So I get that free 5 energy from this battle gear. But then I'm also getting untargetable with a 75 stat check. So what that means, and I just got a good idea. Can't I just throw this on Clodor and just get like 2 music counters just easy? I don't know. That's what I just thought about. But back to the point that I'm trying to make, though. Victar, he's going to get untargetable, as well as not taking damage from the first attack. So if you just stack those up, he's just bypassing, you know, 3 different types of like damage, or 2 different types of damage. Sorry. I mean, well, 3 if you count abilities and music, but it's only 2 abilities. So that's cool. I mean, I'm stacking something like that, so it makes him like a harder target to kind of deal with. But yeah, and he's going to get that stat check opportunity. He's going to make use of that stat check that Artho is throwing out there for the rest of the strategists in the battle. And I guess I'll go over Arthoa's battle gear since you already saw what Arthoa can do. The Diamond of Valeric. He's got Earth now, so you know now 4 of my creatures have Earth. So now I can stack more for Earth attacks and Earth locations. And add a cat. So I can feel like less unsure about myself when I'm stacking Earth attacks. Unless somehow my battle gear gets destroyed, but I don't think that'll happen too often, especially later in the battles where everything's starting to like wither down, you know. So we got Adacat over here, and I can move Adacat around if I really wanted to. Like maybe put Aggro in the back and kind of protect Aggro's ability a little bit more, because that wouldn't be too bad. But I kind of want to use Aggro as a bait, you know. He's easy to defeat. He's only got 35 health. But I want to use him as Aggro as a bait, because, you know, if I run into a situation where a location is not in my advantage, I can just switch it to another creature who has an advantage in that location. So, like, say if it's a place where Courage is being more focused on as the initiative, I can just say, hey, Victor, you got more courage than Clodor. Let me throw you in the battle, you know? So that's actually the thought process behind having Defender, is being able to take creatures out of, like, you know, difficult situations and put other creatures in better situations, you know, more advantaged, more in situations that are more advantageful, you know? So they can become like more, you know, like an opportunist, I guess. And then we got Adacat over here. So I'm gonna go back over here. Adacat, heal 10 damage to target overworld creature, and that's kind of the reason why I want to throw Adacat up there in the front lines, so I can, you know, kind of sync that his ability up with the other creatures. And like maybe throw him over here in the middle where Clodor is, rather than and just move Clodor in aggro spot, and then put Aggro back here where Adacat was supposed to be. And I didn't throw anything concerning Wisdom onto Adacat. I just kind of want to make it use of his speed. Yeah. So the creature takes 20 or more damage from his single source. I'm reading his second stat check ability. And if he takes more than 20 damage, then he can redistribute 5 damage back into the opponent, which is pretty awesome. And he gains an extra 5 energy, which would put my Adacat at 55 energy. I only got one Adacat in my... I don't have too many of these cards that are actually here right now. I don't have too many of these, except for Aggro and Vidov. And I do have I got a pretty big collection of these cards, man. This is not my arsenal right here. I got a way bigger arsenal. This is just me playing around and trying to be creative. I just threw this kind of together, and I think it's pretty good. But I got my Muge back here, which is Vidov. He's not really a Muge. He's a Strategist, but he's playing as kind of my Muge. And equipped creature gains 40 wisdom and 5 energy. I'm just trying to stack up that wisdom, you know, put more emphasis on the wisdom, because that's what my attack cards are going to be kind of focused around, is wisdom, earth, and water. And, you know, if I can find some cards that have to deal with being overworlders or anything else that kind of this deck focuses on, then yeah, I'm going to do that. But yeah, all my creatures, that's pretty much what their specialty, they're specializing in, is Strategist, Wisdom, and yeah, Earth and Water. I guess I'll go over my music. I'm not going to go over any locations or attack cards. You guys can decide on those, what would be more beneficial for you. There's a variety of those out there. It's kind of crazy. Not even crazy, but it's just crazy what you can do, how creative you can get with this card game. It's just crazy how creative you can get with this card game. I think it can kind of vary, you know, it can pretty much vary, yeah, when you're combating other people with their decks, because you don't know, anybody can come up with pretty much just about anything. But yeah, I got a heal 25 damage for a music card. Then I got some damage mitigation right here for any element type. Then I got 30 to any discipline I choose. Then I have this card just pretty much takes whatever damage that your opponent just did with an attack card, and it redistributes it. It redistributes the same exact damage. And then we got target creature gains 10 energy and 10 wisdom, so amp up my energy a little bit more and my wisdom. And then I got a choice right here between healing 10 damage or dealing 10 damage. So yeah, that's all of it right there. I mean, except for the locations, the attack cards, those will be you guys' decision. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck, and I think this is pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, like it's got like pretty much it's pretty much good. I mean, it's not like an all around deck or anything. It's not really like super strong, but it's good. It's viable. I mean, yeah, cool.